Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Morning Coffees with James. I'm James, and this is my morning coffee show. How do y'all doing today? A little update, and I know I'm a little late with it. I already made a video yesterday, but I don't think I cared for it because I didn't think it was that wonderful and great, so I'm going to make a new one, and we're going to be talking about shit. We're going to be talking about basically pop culture for a second. Well, let's start off with where have I been for the last couple of days? Well, I've been for the last 2 weeks, I have been in injury. I have been dealing with a pulled muscle in my back. Well, I basically unshift my hips, so I gotta go to the chiropractor and have him readjust me a couple of times so I can get back in the swing of things. But yeah, I screwed up my back. Let's see here. Is it getting better? Absolutely, it's getting better. It's just gonna take a while for it to be at full maximum capacity. Maybe a couple of sessions in, but it doesn't hurt as bad as it used to be. It's just kind of annoying. You know how that kind of pain is, where it's just like, oh, well, it's just going to be there, but it's not going to, it's not going away as quickly as humanly possible as the way I want it to be. So, you know how it is. That kind of pain always sucks. It's one of those pains, you know what I mean? It's like the pain that just never goes away, and frankly, I just hate it for that reason. It's one of those goddamn, bullshit pains that I absolutely hate. But are we talking about that? No. We're talking about where I've been. And yes, I will be uploading the Metal Gear Solid videos. I just had to take a break and just kind of slow down for a minute. You may be wondering, how did this happen? Well, I was squatting. So what do you think? I was squatting on the squat rack and wasn't prepared properly, and let's just say I just blew out my back. And it's still kind of stiff there too, so I gotta be doing some light stuff, but that's pretty much it. I think that, yes. Excuse me. Not feeling well whatsoever. Just tired of the bullshit. You know what I mean? That's what I want to talk about today. Just tired of the bullshit. Now, yesterday I wanted to talk about the whole fiasco with Mary Jane and Spider-Man 2 and all that nonsense. And to be honest with you, I want to play the new Spider-Man game. I haven't finished up the first game for the PS4, which I think they kind of fucked up on Spider-Man's face in that game, because they made him look like he was not... They try to make him look a little bit more like Tom Holland, which I think is a big mistake. I don't think they need to make him look like Tom Holland. I think they need to make him look distinguishedly different from any of the movie Spider-Mans, and just try to make their own Spider-Man. And I think I like his original face better than the new one they got. And speaking about faces, and I know people are going to be upset about me about this, I really don't like the way they made Mary Jane in that game. Like, to look at her, she's kind of like, I don't know, I'm so tired of this idea of like realism in video games. Well, that's how a woman's supposed to look. It's like, I'm not going, like, this is the issue too about this, I would agree with you on that, but like the problem is that escapism has become so saturated with bullshit in modern culture nowadays. It's so saturated with, this ideology that gets shoved down their throats. Not with just ugly women, which honestly I want to talk about in a little bit of a rant. But this idea that we need, like, the idea of just like, oh, well, we gotta put the Pride stuff, we gotta put the BLM stuff, we gotta put, which, by the way, Insomnia absolutely fucked it up and put the Cuban flag instead of the Puerto Rican flag in their game, which they were trying to show representation with Miles Morales, this, like, background, his mom is I'm not gonna say Latinx, because it's more insulting than anything else, and honestly, she is Puerto Rican, so yeah, they were gonna put the flag up there. I don't know why I put Latinx, because I don't know, like, why do we need to change it? Just call it Latina or Latino. You know what I mean? Latina is a female. this non-binary shit has to go. I'm sorry. Hey, hey, ho, ho. This non-binary shit has to go. It's binary, okay? Male or female. Stop changing the bullshit. Okay? Stop changing our worldview. Stop changing it, all right? I know we need to go product. We need to be, progressive. We need to move forward and blah, blah. You keep talking about moving forward, but do you realize you're going off a fucking cliff here? That's all I gotta say about that. But honestly, it's kind of fucking annoying just dealing with the whole, bullshit they pull in those games nowadays. In any game, in any entertainment they pull. Like, not just with Mary Jane, but like, but anything they do nowadays. They're trying, and this is the thing I get annoyed with. It's like, when people have a complaint about it, especially with the Mary Jane thing, people talk about how, they were like, oh, well, you just want to frap. Like, I was on, like, Instagram, and I saw somebody put up a tweet, an X, I don't know what the fuck it's called, a post, that said, Mary Jane needs to be at least frappable, which, if you do need definition on that, then I'm sorry, but that is a dirty word. But, I kind of disagree with them and agree with them. Like, okay, fine. It's not just about, we getting off to pretty people. It's about pretty people in video games in general. Like, the way I would put it, it's like, we need to enjoy just attractive characters in video games again. We don't need to hear this, like, political ideology being shoved down our throats about how, oh, we need to fix our culture and show that there's pretty people and representation. Like, I don't want to, first of all, I don't want to see me up on the screen. I don't want to see me up in entertainment. I'll make my character and make him who I want him to be. I want him to be a different character, then fine. I want him to be a different character altogether. I don't need this idea of representation. This idea of representation really fucking irks me a little bit. Because it's like, nobody gives a shit. Like, take a look at Goku. Everybody, I'm talking everybody, not just white guys, black guys, Latino, everybody likes Goku. Nobody needs a skin change just to make somebody else feel better. I know race swapping is like, it's a sensitive topic, but let's think about this for a moment. There's been a lot of characters who've been race swapped, which I don't give a shit about, but honestly I'm actually happy about it. I'm a little proud of it because I like the characters for who they are and they're well made. Blade being an example, because Blade started out as a white guy, but then they're really realizing, okay, he's not that cool. Let's change him up to a black guy. And nobody mind. Nick Fury. There's been 2 Nick Furies in movies and comics. There's been white Nick Fury, and then there's black Nick Fury. Black Nick Fury was from the Ultimate series, and white Nick Fury is from the regular series. Yes, he's a white guy. He started out as the white guy. But in the movies, David Hasselhoff played him in a made-for-TV movie, and Samuel Jackson played him in the Avengers in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Which one do you think I'm happy about? Which one do you think I'm more like wanting to forget and one that I really accept? Yeah, if you said the Samuel Jackson one, I accept the Samuel Jackson one, and I disregard the David Hasselhoff, because let's be honest, it's David fucking Hasselhoff. No disrespect to the man, but he ain't Nick Fury. But that's a lot of the bullshit I see. It's like, especially with like, you trying to make a comment, trying to be like professional about this. At least this guy like who posted this up was like, at least they have to be frappable. He was talking about the other female characters in that game, and I'm just like, ugh, it's a little sensitive subject, but it's kind of he's not wrong what he said. Let's be honest about this. It's like not really about frappability. It's about attractive. It's about immersing yourself. You know what I mean? Comic books, video games, television shows, movies, cartoons, anime, whatever you have. We want to escape. We want to escape reality, to get just to shut off our brains, enjoy the ride that was presented to us by these people, but they won't let us. There's so much ideology that I get shoved in there that like that nobody really wants to deal with that shit. Nobody wants to deal with ideologies anymore. Nobody wants to deal with this bullshit, of hearing about your lectures. You know what I mean? It's like, there's a great meme out there. It's like one Homelander meme, which I absolutely love. It's, when you're interested in a show and you're getting into it, and then they show that one woke episode where it turns into the entire episode turns into a fucking giant lecture. Nobody wants to be lectured to, okay? We don't, like, if you want to give a message out, and this is why, we need to get new writers in. I don't care about these writers in Hollywood. The reason why these people are striking because they're not getting paid enough money. Well, excuse me, but you're not being paid enough money because you suck at writing. You suck at fucking writing. Oh, well, my job is very hard. Yes, your job is very hard, but it's also easy to. I'm tired of hearing everything is hard. Life's hard. This is hard. No, it's not. It's not fucking hard. It's easy. Just write a good fucking story. You got a team of fucking writers, but they're all from the same fucking place and background and ideology. And tired of fucking ideologies, too. Fuck ideologies. Leave your ideologies behind and tell a goddamn good story. Just tell a good fucking story, man. How hard is that? How hard is that? No, because you have to make every character, stand in for your ideology. Oh, the rich billionaire. Oh, this evil person. White evil men. It's like, why? What, black people can't be bad guys? What, Asian people can't be bad guys? I think that's more racist than saying that that black people and every other minority out there, every other race and creed can't have the capability to being a cool villain. They can't be a cool villain. No, I'm sorry, you can't be a cool villain. You're a minority, and we don't want any negative light on you. And it's like that. Fuck you. I know I'm slurping my coffee. I don't give a shit. I slurp it, and I'll slurp it because I just want to know. I want to show you that I'm actually drinking something. See the black liquid. See the brown liquid. Actually, it's actually brown, not black, but. It's weird. Alright, whatever. But it's mostly what it's about, folks. It's like, it's about ideology. Like, it goes beyond characters of attractiveness and stuff like that. It goes to the point of just Hollywood not giving a shit. Like, these writers who, honestly, like, this is why I went to college, and this is why I went to film school, Temple Film School, which honestly is up their own ass now at this point. They're not here to give you a craft. They're giving you this ideology. Most colleges are giving you ideologies, especially in the arts, because they combine. Well, here's the problem, and you can. I've been verified on this. They combine the arts and the film department together into one area. So you have all these hoity-toity motherfuckers running, storytelling and stuff like that. Which honestly, I'm not surprised that actually happened. I'm not surprised that actually happened. From the way they were teaching, I was just kind of fucking annoyed. But again, it's you have these people, these commie motherfuckers. Granted, I don't know who said it, but like communists are poor writers. They are absolutely poor fucking writers, and the reason why they're poor fucking writers is the fact that they don't care about storytelling, but they rather just hammer a message into your skull. They rather just tell a message and beat that message into you, rather than tell you a good story. Every character becomes a stand-in, and you see it. Look, watch one of your favorite shows, and if you're not like a commie, then fine. If you are a commie, then you won't see it, but I want you to wake up and look at it. Step back. Look at something you like. Look at something you absolutely like and all this stuff. Just step back. Just step back and take a look at it. Take a look at what you're watching. And then watch something older. And see if there was any messaging in there. See if there's any messaging whatsoever. And I don't mean try to find it, but just let the movie just show it to you and just see if you can find it. If there's a good message in it, if you're more focused on the story than the message, then that's a good story. That's a good story because you're mostly focused on the characters and what's happening to those people on the screen. But if you're just focusing on telling a message first, then your story's going to be ruined. That's the major thing. Story comes first. Plot comes first. Characters come first. Message and your propaganda come last. Nobody gives a shit about your propaganda. And that's what I'm seeing nowadays. We're getting shoved with propaganda too. Like, it sucks. And I know I'm sounding like I'm repeating myself in this nasally ass voice because I'm sick. A little bit. I'm not sick. I'm just tired. And just have a sinus infection. Oh, not a sinus. I just have a stuffy nose. people are just getting sick of the bullshit. People are getting sick of being lectured to. They're getting sick of these stories that just don't go anywhere. You know what I mean? They just don't go anywhere, and they just keep berating you with bullshit. And it sucks, because I want to see some good stories being told. I want to see stories being addressed to me that's I wanted to see interesting stories. And yes, I'm screwing around on my computer here for a second. I gotta shut it down and restart it. Well, I gotta shut it down because it's not charging, so I might have to change the battery out or clean it out or get it tuned up like a car. But it's just, again, it gets to that point where you're just like, I just want to see somebody tell me a good story. I don't care. And again, when I go back into the attractiveness thing too, it's like, you know, it's kind of a true thing. I mean, like, think about this for a moment. Why can't we get attractive characters? Oh, because it offends somebody else. It's always about offending somebody else, or this realistic standards, or the standards, which I'm so fucking annoyed with. It's like, first of all, I don't think these people are just making. I don't think. It's not just about ugly characters, and they're not getting the most ugly people. They're getting pretty people to play these roles, but they're ugly-fying them up so nobody feels offended or lesser. It's like, first of all, that's bullshit. They should be extraordinarily beautiful. They should be a standard. You should look up to them of being, okay, this is who I want to be. This is what I want to be. And you may say, oh, that's an unachievable, you know, oh, it's unachievable. Well, it's hard, okay? It's hard fucking work. And you know, it's easy. It's not that hard. Not that difficult to begin with. You can climb that goddamn mountain. Yes, it's going to be excruciatingly painful, and there's going to be some trials and tribulations, but you can reach that goal. It's not an unattainable situation. I'm so tired of this fucking weak mindset to say, hey, it's hard. No, it's not. You just have the mindset to say it's not it's impossible. It's not impossible. Difficult, but not impossible. Sometimes you just gotta buckle up and say, come on, bring it, come on, show me what you got. And again, we need to stop doing this kind of shit. You know what I mean? Kind of lost my train of thought here for a moment. But again, it's just like, we're surrounded by commie writers. You know what I mean? Like, these people have come in and just decided, and especially with that one hoop earring bitch, which I will not name because I can't pronounce her name, but also I just don't like her. Because she is and I have a theory about why she's ruining video games. It's not because they're yucky and gross, because her boyfriend spent too much time playing video games and not hanging out with her because she's a complete cunt. That's how I see it. That's how I see it, and that's how I know it. Because, you know, it's like, you know, who would you rather, like, if you're being an absolute bitch, you want to get away from somebody, you know what I mean? It's like, and that's another thing, that's another topic about women in general and our culture and stuff like that. But also just the fact that, like, anytime you talk about that, everybody screams about touching grass and stuff like that, and going outside. Oh, you need to get away from, you need to go into the real world. Yeah, I've been in the real world multiple times, and it's horrible out there. It's absolutely horrible. You know, going alone, going in nature. Yeah, getting away from your phone, but it's like the bombardment 24/7, 7 days a week. And sometimes you try to go outside, but it's raining. Okay, folks? You know, this idea of just go outside and start a farm and blah, 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 blah. Well, you know, I can't afford a farm right now. I can't afford to go live off the grid. I can't afford to do the things you suggest I should do. So I'm going to play some video games. I'm going to play some video games. And that's why I'm defending it. That's why I'm fighting for that. Because that is art right there. And to get to the final point of this whole 20-minute video, the reason why I'm so hesitant about this is because it's about culture, not pop culture, culture in general. Because once they start going after the pretty things in entertainment, they're going to go after the things in art. They're going to start defacing statues. They're going to start, you know, tearing down pictures. They're already starting to do that with their climate change cult. But they're going to go after, like, the Statue of David. And it's basically based off of, like, that Simpsons episode where Marge is going after Itchy and Scratchy, and then, like, when she gets her way, the group that she started, you know, the Puritan group, are going after the statue of David, and she's just like, no, I don't think that's not anything evil. It's the statue of David. But everybody's such in a frenzy. They're like, it's indecent and immoral, and we need to be moral. Oh, no, nothing. We must be pure of thought, and we must go to heaven. It's like your fucking quest to go to heaven, to ignore everything around you, and this idea of pure mindset. Yes, we need to stop having people be absolute deviants out there. That's another thing too. We need to stop making deviancy normal. And just say, yes, it's deviancy. It's something you should be doing in your private time. We need to bring back wholesomeness. That's all I gotta say about that. And that's all I gotta say about that in general. Alright, I think I spoke long enough. I know I need to make these shorter videos, but hey, fuck it. Alright, take care, love you, bye-bye. Remember to stay awesome. Peace!